I'd rather sit.
And I call to order the Grant County Board of Education monthly board meeting on April 17, 2025 at 6 p.m. Roll call, please.
Ms. Larledge? Here. Mr. Nelson? Ms. Smith?
Here.
Ms. McClanahan? Here. Ms. Worthington?
Here. You will now have the reading of our mission statement by Ms. Debbie Worthington.
The mission of Grant County School Board is to respond to the needs of all students and empower each child to succeed at their highest potential. This will be achieved through our policy decisions and resource management.
So I have a pledge to the flag, ready to stand.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do I have an approval of the agenda as presented? Do I have a second?
Yes.
Any discussion? All in favor? Moving on to number 6, our construction update and approval. A is approval of the BG4 for GCHS ATC renovation. Do I have an approval for that? Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? This closes us out, right? This is the complete closeout on that?
Yes.
All in favor of Okay, number B, pay application for MCE sewer project in the amount of $69,321. Do I have a motion to approve that? Do I have a second?
Yes.
Final payment on that as well. I'll second it. Any discussion on that? All in favor? That's the final payment on the sewer project. Moving on to C, approval of emergency BG1 for the CNZ roof.
So we discussed this a couple of times in work sessions. The roof is failing at Crittenden Town to the point that it's affecting our HVAC and other systems. So requesting a declaration of emergency to be able to not just repair, but to replace that roof. Mr. Shipp, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, we've had to do 3 emergency repairs on that roof. We still have one more that we're trying to fix ourselves instead of calling an outside company in. Unfortunately, our January, February weather just really deteriorated that roof really bad. It's very old, and it was at to that point anyway for replacing.
And just for everybody's knowledge, the project cost is $1,996,051. So $1.5 million to replace that roof. Jean made a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any more discussion? All in favor? Moving on to number 7, public recognitions. We'll turn it over to Ms. Danielle for that.
Good evening. Thank you all so much for being here with us tonight. We're going to recognize some amazing students that we have across our district, and we're so glad that you're here with us. We are going to start with our career and technical student organizations, our CTSOs. We have a great big stack, and it's so great. So if you're here, we would love you to come forward and take a picture. We'll get a picture of the group. So once your group is finished, you'll be free to go take a seat after you get your picture. So these student groups, the first group we're going to recognize are students that are involved in HOSA. This is a health organization associated with Ms. Bolton. So we have Miss Peyton Gosney, who is a international conference qualifier. Okay. Miss Mally Bates, an international conference qualifier. Okay. Miss Emerson Walters is a state champ and an international forensic qualifier for All right, we have also have Miss Peyton Walters, who is a forensic science state champion and will be attending internationals as well. Marissa Barker, LLE, Evangeline True. All right, that's HOSA. Let me get your girl's picture. Thanks for representing HOSA tonight. Congratulations. All right, next we're going to recognize a student who represented Grant County High School at the Governor's Cup. So Governor's Cup is the academic portion of the academic team, but for the high school. Miss Ashley Zapawa represented Grant County High School with a state qualifier after finishing 4th in regions, and she finished 18th in state. And she is the 18th finalist in school history. So congratulations. All right, we're going to move on to our FBLA students. We have Miss Aliana Merkel. Okay. Josh Van Tee is an FBLA Region 4 Organizational Leadership and a state qualifier. So head on up here, Mr. Aubriana Cottle, Abigail Palmer, Evangeline True, Ashley Zapawa is a 3rd place finisher for economics and an FBLA state qualifier. Emmanuel Catalan, Mackenzie Culbertson, Mackenzie Creech. All right, that's FBLA. Awesome. All right, next we're going to recognize Skilled USA. This young lady is a region champ in prepared speech. She's a state champ for prepared speech, and she's going to attend nationals for prepared speech, Ms. Ashley Zapawa. We have region champion for opening and closing team and a state qualifier for opening and closing team, Brianna Knockelman. Lower. Taylor Wittich. Haley Rigney. And I think there's one more for opening and closing team. 1 second. Is it? Yeah, Kyler Helton. All right. Hang on, you will stay here. For extemporaneous speaking, a state champ and a national qualifier, Tina Liu. Okay. A culinary arts state qualifier, Jaden Dunn. Additive manufacturing state qualifier, Jose Riley. Additive manufacturing state qualifier, Aiden O'Hara. A computer programming state qualifier, River and Rowe. A state champion and a national qualifier for computer programming, Crew Williams. A state qualifier in industrial motor control, Dylan Baker. And a state champion and a national qualifier for MLR, which is automotive, Carter Bolton. Okay. A welding 1 state qualifier, Nathan Regensberger. a welding fabrication state qualifier, Jaden Hughes. A welding fabrication state qualifier, Charlie Sanford. A welding fabrication state qualifier, Wyatt Ware. A welding fabrication state qualifier, Hayden Hewitt. Welding fabrication state qualifier, Aaron Slaughter. Welding fabrication, Braden Beach. And welding comp state qualifier, Clark Riggs. Also a welding comp state qualifier, Noah Blair. All right, these are our Skills USA. One more. Thank you. Good job. All right, we're going to move on to our winter student athletes. Our student athletes get recognized by the board if they are a district champion, a region champion, or a state qualifier. This year we have 4 athletes that we'll be recognizing. The first is a first for Grant County. We have never had a female KHSAA wrestling team before. And so congratulations to Miss Taylor Mormon, who is a Region 6 4th place winner and a state qualifier. Taylor Mormon. Okay. Next, we're going to recognize a region champion, Region 6 champion in the 126-pound weight class. He is a state qualifier, and he received his 100th win this season, Mr. Carson Webster. All right, next we're going to recognize a state champion, a region champion, and he, in the 120-pound weight class, is your reigning Kentucky KHSAA state champion, your Region 6 state champion, and he currently holds the most wins for Grant County High School, Mr. Ethan Davis. You didn't stand? I'll get your picture. Yeah. One, two, three. Thank you, sir.
Thank
All right, we have one more student athlete to recognize. This is a indoor track and field. He is a championship qualifier for KHSAA State, a 5th place finish in the boys mile, and he is the 2025 KHSAA State Indoor Track and Field Athlete of the Year, Mr. Lincoln Harold. Thank you all so much for being here with us tonight.
We'll take about a 10-minute recess, and then we'll reconvene here shortly. If everybody would like to grab a cookie and a bottle of water on the way out, I appreciate your attendance tonight. If you want to stick around for the rest of the meeting, you're more than welcome. But if you'd like to leave, feel free to do so.
Fair enough. She said, she's at Asbury. We're going to hall. Yeah. She may come in. Thank you.
Are you ready, Jean?
No.
No? Okay, well, come eat your cookie.
Oh, okay.
We have to figure it out. We have a couple of
She's not ready, she's still talking.
Okay, moving on to public comment. We do not have anyone down for that, so we will move on to number 10, our claims. We got those last meeting to look over, the, have a motion to approve them.
Yes.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion on the claims?
We didn't have that.
All in favor? Okay, number 11, superintendent travel. Do I have a motion to approve that?
I'll make the motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second. Okay.
Any discussion? All in favor? Okay, moving on to number 12, consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve that?
Yes.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? The only thing that was not on, that we discussed at the work session was the contract with Frontline. Did anybody have any discussion or questions about that? So, making sure I read it right. They will digitize the records going forward for the people that come after we start using it. Okay. So that would be a big help as far as storage goes. Any other discussion on anything? All in favor? Okay. Okay, we do not have any recommended action tonight. Moving on to reports. Does anybody have anything to share? Debbie and I went to the middle school today and did
Yesterday too.
8th grade exit interviews, I guess you call them, per se. That was really neat and fun.
It was.
So, get a chance to do that. Sign up to go, it's neat.
Some pretty extraordinary kids in that 8th grade too.
So do you have anything to share with us in your report?
It's gonna take us a little bit to get through our policy updates. The last legislative session, there were several bills that impacted schools. We had to come up with a cell phone policy. There was the bill that passed about traceable communication. And then there's a bill with the language about screening kindergartners to first grade with their reading. There's a little bit of ambiguity in that bill. So we'll really be relying on KSBA with our updates this year for our policies. Oh, and don't forget too, tonight is, thank you, Linda, excellence, and she tried to be subtle, and I said it anyway, excellence in education banquets, updated receptions, and earlier for our people that are being recognized.
What time are you all gonna be there? Are you going at 5:30?
Is that when it opens?
Yeah, that's okay.
I'll be there when it opens.
You're gonna go at 5:30. If I drift in a little late, because I'm coming from the retired teachers convention, and it's in Louisville, so I'll probably just go straight there.
Okay.
Okay. I think the meal isn't until 6 or 7.
So it says 5 to 8.
So usually there's a half hour, just kind of middle,
Yeah.
and it's usually starts at 6, and
Okay.
awards by an hour later.
So you see, you're fine.
All right.
And graduation is,
Still May 28th, Wednesday, May 28th.
are we doing the distinguished alumni thing ahead of that?
Hopefully.
They are still in the process of determining who the recipient is.
Okay.
It's a little different year this year. Some of the nominations are no longer with us in terms of, it would be posthumous award. So I can't speak for the committee, but if they were to go that route, that would be something they haven't done before. So not sure exactly what that would look like.
So
We'll let you know.
Is it the May, hopefully by May meeting or somewhere after that?
We have a meeting Monday night,
Okay,
so we should know by Monday.
okay.
We'll let you know. Probably Tuesday.
DPP, the attendance was on the evening, holding at about 92, was that what I saw, 92 roughly?
Yeah, I think so. And this week has been pretty good. We've had a couple of days at 94, which is in the right direction. People want to send their kids back after spring break.
Okay, and we have a paper on the desk and going in, for the finance. Any questions on that? What were the big expenditures in March? What were the big expenditures in March?
We have our biggest bond payment in March.
Okay.
I think it's 1.9 million, so that was the big chunk.
Anybody have any questions for Brian on the financial stuff? No? Okay, first no actions are on there, no communications from all the schools are on there. So anybody got anything else before we adjourn into executive session?
No, I don't think so.
Do you have a motion to adjourn into executive session, KRS 61.8101F, discussion or hearings of type B to the appointment, discipline, or dismissal of an individual employee, member or student without restricting that employee, member or student's right to public hearing or questions.
Second motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?